Hi there, I'm Reese. Welcome back. Today we're going to be watching Queen Charlotte episode 4, which is named Holding the King. So, yeah, if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, feel free to check them out. They come out in order, so they're already uploaded. And we'll be here when you're ready for this one. If you get to stick around instead, welcome back. So last time on episode 3, at the end, Charlotte found out that George was sick. So he has some kind of maybe schizophrenia or dementia or another thing of the sort that is probably named differently then than now, but either way, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we know he is sick. It's already the case. And she just found out his secret. And that's how the episode ended. So that's pretty much where we're gonna be starting up from, I guess. I guess it's gonna be to figure out if he knows that she knows, because if he was having an episode, most likely he doesn't know she was there and she helped, I'm guessing. So I guess we'll jump right in and see from there what happens, because I'm very curious. So let's get ourselves set. Here's the screen so you can watch along. And grab your popcorn, grab your drink. We're getting in.
The betrothal contracts are signed. It is done.
Impossible. She will lose the moon.
Lose the moon.
I guess we're about to figure out my main question being if his mother knew, because he's talking about the moon now. So is he actually like not realizing when he has episodes, or is it a part of him and he just goes crazier and crazier over time? I wonder.
It's lost regulus and up.
Okay, she knows. Okay, sorry. So something just triggered him, right? Like that whole thing of like you're getting married, it's been decided, it's been signed, triggered him, and then he started talking about the moon. So those his episodes can be triggered by something. It's not just like, so I'm gonna call it episodes because I don't know what they are exactly, especially since I don't really know what his type of illness is. Now he seemed like he was trying to fight it off. So it's partly him and partly not him. Does that make sense? Because I'm very confused. Let me know your opinion about that. If like you understand it better or if you have a better diagnostic of what could be happening to him. I'm curious, honestly.
Enough. We've entertained all your theories and their hideous treatments. Now it is a week before his wedding, and the king remains. As before.
You command an entire kingdom. You can command yourself too.
Behave as though you've been here before.
Wait, oh, yeah, because we're back to the. Okay. Okay. So we are getting more of George's backstory as I was thinking and expecting and hoping, basically, since this episode started. So we saw a little bit of before the wedding, and now we're back at the wedding. Because that scene we had seen previously, so I'm guessing we're gonna have a part of it being all the points up to when he's been discovered by Charlotte. So okay, his mother knew. I wonder if it was always like this ever since he was a kid, or if it started more as like young adult when he started having more responsibilities and then everything felt like too much for him. I don't know. Also, I don't know if it's actually something of the mind or the way that we're talking about it could be a tumor, maybe. But then he doesn't really have cancer, I guess, because he lives old. Not that you can't live with your tumor or cancer forever, but if it's in the brain, I do believe usually it's you wouldn't live as long. Let me know. I don't know much about anything medical, but yeah, I'm not sure yet what's going on, but I like the way that it kind of intertwines now, where we get to see bits and pieces that we've already seen, but from his point of view, because we mostly got Charlotte's since she is the one that we're following. So I'm enjoying that part and having a bit more clarity on what's going on.
You are perfectly right.
What?
Wait, no. He is right.
Where are you taking it?
You will see. Just wait.
I didn't like that part. I get it now, but I didn't like that part.
Problem. If she were ugly, if she were dull, I might feel myself up to the task. Instead, her brilliance shows the troll I am.
If I may, Your Majesty may only be blinded by that brilliance.
I really needed I needed this episode like so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He does like her. He is actually really smitten by her. It's really just the fact that he knows what's up with him, doesn't want her to be caught into that, and also just the fact that his mother doesn't want that either. But he actually likes her and she's beautiful and she's smart, which makes it harder. And a little nut at being like, oh, just shows how much of a troll I am, because I think that's one of the words she used when she was talking about the king being like, oh, nobody wants to talk about him, so for all I know, like he's a troll or a monster or something of the sort. So that's a cute little throwback. Well, I mean, obviously, it's not really a throwback if it just happened for him, but still, really cute. I like that.
You have never known the salubrious powers of Spartan habits. Again. Simple ways.
Ew. Is that the dog he got her? So he didn't actually purchase her, he rescued the dog instead of buying it? Is it partly because it's German, so he thought it would feel more homey to her when she gets lonely? Because in one sense, I preferred the fact that he found the dog and purchased it as like a bigger gesture, but I do like the nice aspect of having rescued the dog and giving it a better life. I don't know. This episode so far, honestly, way off from what I thought it would be. I mean, not really, because I was hoping we would get more into George's story. It's more that his story is a lot more complex and dark than I expected. And not just the subject matter, the viewing too, because I feel like a lot of the images are very dark, so sometimes it's a bit harder to see. And my luminosity is at maximum, so I can't see better.
A woman like that is too dangerous for a man like me.
Or maybe a perfect match.
Maybe.
What do you think?
I think we cannot know until His Majesty spends more time with her.
Wait, so they're stealing the dog?
I was thinking flowers.
I am still the king, mad as I may be. Okay? cage to hers. I want the Queen to know we will not be caged forever.
Okay, first of all, you stole the dog, so didn't rescue it. I mean, you did in some extent, but it was just to get the dog to her. So it wasn't even about trying to like have the dog not be experimented on or anything. But not only that, the meaningful reason and messaging behind your present is something that you cannot let her know. So you're giving her a dog that was caged to represent the fact that you are currently caged and to prove that you can get your freedom and go to her, but she doesn't know that you are sick nor being caged. She thinks you just don't want anything to do with her. That of everything is the thing that sounds more mad so far. But anyways, that's my opinion. That's that's interesting.
Development.
It is. Have his bits healed then?
His bits are fine, I've told you.
You have. I spoke out of turn. I offer my apologies.
Accepted.
You can confirm His Majesty's condition has eased?
What condition?
Whatever condition has kept him away.
Since you moved here, you've not been to the chair once. If we do not resume treatment soon, we risk losing everything we have accomplished.
Is it just me, or it sounds like it's more about his research and his things more than actually helping the king, and he's actually just disguising it as that? Let me know your opinion, what you think about it, if you think like me, or if I'm totally missing the point. But it feels like he's kind of taking advantage of the king, being like, "Oh yeah, you're sick. We'll figure out what it is. I have treatments for you." And then being like, "I get to live in the palace. I get to get more funds for whatever research I'm doing. And that's about all I really care about." That's what it feels like to me. Like, yes, maybe he does want to help the king as well, which would make sense. But I think it's really more about what he can learn or test, or in that case, I think some type of power play, because I mean, let's be honest, how often do you get to buzz the king around? Because right now he gets to be like, "Oh, well, you do as I say," and that's that. Well, he's the king of everything, so of everything, of England, all the people and the places. So, yeah, feels he's more about wanting to have like the upper hand more than he actually wants to treat the king.
But why would she need a doctor?
Well, because obviously she is with child. She was not sure, but I am. Congratulations, Your Majesty. A joyous day for England.
He's just playing with him, right? Can it be like a nervous system response kind of thing? Because it feels like it's always when he's learning big news or when something's not going according to plan or against what he would like that he starts getting those fits. Like right now, learning that she may be with child, so pregnant, which I'm not 100% sure is actually the case. She may be, because she seems to think maybe, but I don't think she would have told the doctor yet. I'm not sure. I Once again, I don't like the doctor. So I think he's manipulating the situation to have George get a fit to show him like, "Oh, see, you need me. You're not cured," or anything of the sort. I don't know. But could it be more of like a nervous system thing? So when he gets very anxious, it kind of takes over? Because he did when he learned about the marriage, that it was signed and everything, it was happening. He did it about learning that she's with child. He had he was starting to shake at the table, waiting for her to come to dinner, and he didn't necessarily know if she would be okay or happy with that. And a few other times also seem to be kind of related to those kind of situations, which would make sense because when you're a king, you're a lot under pressure. So is that related to that? Or does it just kind of make him lose control faster because he's feeling unwell in those times? That's what I wonder.
The knives at Buckingham House used to be sharp enough, then one day they were all dull. It happened to be the day the king joined me there. The same day, the windows were sealed shut on the upper floors, and suddenly locks everywhere. Locks on the armoury, the kitchen, the shed where the gardeners keep their shears. A coincidence, surely.
Wasn't that like very short? Wait a second. Yeah, okay, it's the shortest episode we had so far. It was 53 minutes. It's not that big of a difference from the other ones. Okay. I guess we're done with that one. Clear the screen. Hello. How did you like this one? I feel like I'm responding to myself. Honestly, this one felt like it flew by. It went by so quick. I think maybe because parts of it was repetition, because you had bits and pieces we had already seen, so those parts didn't feel like any new thing. Well, technically it was because you got George's point of view and storyline from those moments instead of just Charlotte's. So you did get new information, but also you got some scenes that were a repeat, so those were not as um I don't know what word I'm looking for, but basically like it wasn't new. So it didn't grab the same way, but also it made it feel faster because then it was, I guess, less for my brain to process because most of it I already knew what was happening and when it was happening. So I guess that probably played a role in that in making it seem fast. And also I think that's the most entertaining episode so far, in my opinion. Like I think that's my favorite episode so far, the fourth one. It's just yeah, I don't I'm still shook that it's already over. Like in my head it was not over. Is that just me? Or does anybody feel like it was quick? Anyways, back to it. Love that episode. I really like getting George's side of the story, and now that everybody knows what's going on, well, the important people. So at least both Charlotte and George know that one another knows, but also what's going on to a certain extent. I'm really sad that George did hear that conversation Charlotte just had with his mother because out of anger, you sometimes say things differently than what you mean. So I don't think it changes the fact that she likes him and everything. It's just obviously, if you get the chance to know when someone's already sick, you would want to know in advance that they are sick before entering the marriage because obviously it is something you'll have to live with together. So if you don't know about it, I feel it's just very disrespectful in a way and misleading because then she would think that the king is fine until she realizes that, oh, wait, no, he's mad. Great. So, yeah. I think that's partly why the episode felt so quick. Also, it's you got bits and pieces of George's story that made new information come to light, but overall, it was all things that you already kind of knew from the 3 first episodes. So it was just like an interesting way to relive the whole steps up to now from episode 1 to there from the other perspective. But other than that, I don't feel like we got much from that episode. So, yeah, I feel like I didn't have much to say this whole time. But I did enjoy the episode. That's all I know. And I can wait to continue and watch more soon. But until then, I hope you have a great time watching with me today. Feel free to leave recommendations, please, in the comments, shows, movies. I would like to do both. So, yeah. And until then, I'll see you next time around on the internet. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.